Now that we have the basic spreadsheet put together, let's make it look a little better and do a couple of other things, including printing it out. To start with, I'm looking at my spreadsheet and I realize, I need an inside square electrical box and I need to add that to my list. So we have to go in and insert a row, which is helpful. You need to know how to insert a row into your spreadsheet anyhow. But as I'm doing it, I have to think ahead because my formula here says sum of E4 through E7. So if I insert a row right above total expenses, then I may have to also change my formula. But if I go inside row E7 and insert my row, then the formula will automatically update because the cell that it was looking at, which in this case E7, will be pushed down and now will be E8 because I'm inserting a row in the middle here. If I do that, then this formula will automatically adjust and it will be okay. So I want to insert a row above row 7. And when I insert a row, I'm going to click on the row below where I want the row to go. In this case, I want the row to go between 6 and 7, so I clicked in row 7. I can now do right click and then choose insert and then choose entire row and then say OK. And that will give me a row in my workbook. Let me undo that and give you some other ways to approach this. I can also click on the row heading, number 7, and then I can right click on that and say insert, and it will automatically just give me another row. So if the whole row is selected and I say insert, it says, oh, you want a whole nother row, and it just gives it to you. I Control Z it again or undo to put that back. I can also click on the row heading and then do Control Shift plus, and that will also insert a new line into my spreadsheet, and it always goes above where your cursor is. I think the reason for that is if you needed to insert a row above row 1, then you'd have to have a way to do that. So if you're clicking in row 1 and you say insert a row, it's going to put the row in the row above row 1, which you can't click on because it's not there yet. If I wanted to insert multiple rows, I could actually choose multiple row headings and then do Control Shift plus or right click and say insert. By the way, if it's on a Mac, it's 2-finger click. And then choose insert, and now it gives me 3 rows. So that's useful. You can also insert by going to your ribbon under home, and then over here you have insert, and I can click on that and then say insert sheet rows. That will work as well. If you wanted to delete a row for some reason, let me insert the row again. This time I'm going to click in the row and then go up here and say insert sheet rows. There's my row. If I want to delete a row, I can do the same thing. I can click in the row I want deleted and choose delete sheet rows. I can also click the row heading and then right click and choose delete. I can also click the row heading and do Control minus, and that will also delete that row. Now I didn't delete this row because I actually need it. We're going to add a square electric box. We only need one of them. It's going to be $4. Oops, I hit page down accidentally there. It's going to be $4. And notice that I don't have a formula here. I inserted the row, but I don't get that formula. So I'm going to go to the cell above and then use my fill handle and grab it, pull it down, and that will give me the formula in the new row. Notice also that my total expenses is now E4 through E8 because I inserted that row into the middle and it adjusted, which means all of my numbers are still correct. Let's go ahead and clean up the column width. So I'm going to go back to item description and double click, and that will now set it so that all of my column widths are correct. And that looks good. I want my headings to be bold so that they stand out, and it's really easy to do that. I'm going to select them all, and then I'm going to go up to my ribbon, home, and then here's this dark B for bold, and I'll click it, and that will make all of those bold. If I unclick it or click it again, it's a toggle. So click it once, it's on. Click it again, it's off. If I click it again, it unbolds. So there we go, they're bold. Let's also get the headings down here. Total expenses, sales tax, grand total. We'll bold them. Good. Now I'd also like to have an underline under my 130, and I can either underline the number, which would be this U, or I like to underline the whole cell. So I'm going to go to the ribbon, and then in the font box we have this border box, and if you click the little arrow beside it, you can actually choose which border that you want, and there's a bunch of them already preset. I actually want the bottom border, which is this top one. I'll click it and then click off the cell, and now you can see that I have a border there. I'm also going to do a border under sales tax. If it's already chosen as bottom border, I can just click it. I don't have to pull the list down and choose it again. And then for grand total, I want a double bottom border. So I'll go back in here, and here's a bottom double border. Say that 3 times fast. So now I've got these lines underneath my numbers, and it's a little bit more readable. If you also wanted to make sure everything had the same number of decimal places, right now they have 0 for the most part, but I can select this whole range. I can go over here to my formats, and I have one that increases decimal, one that decreases decimal. So I'm going to choose increase decimal, and that for some reason jumped out to 3 decimal places. Oops, so I'll just decrease it once, and now it's at 2. And that's what I wanted, so that they look like currency amounts. I'm not going to put the $ in at this point in time. We'll talk about dollar currencies later. Now I'm ready to print this out, so I can take it to my hardware store and go look for these things. To print it out, we can go to the page layout tab on our ribbon, and actually I don't have to go here at all. I could just do file print. So I could just say file print, and you'll see a preview of what it's going to print. Now the problem is it's going to give me 2 pages because I made my little sales tax thing off to the side. I don't want 2 pages, I just want 1. Let's go back. I'm going to select the range that I want to print. So here I selected A1 through F14, and now I'm going to go to print area, and I'm going to choose set print area. So what that will do is tell Excel I only want to print this and ignore the sales tax for printing. We're not going to look at that later, or we're not going to look at that to print. So now if I do file print, you can see that it just has my list. I'm happy, that looks good, and we can move on from there. So if I wanted to just print that, I could click the print button, and that would work. I do like very much this in the page layout tab on the ribbon. We have width and height, and you can change it from automatic to force it to 1 page. I like that a lot because can't tell you how many times I've had spreadsheets that were just a hair too wide. You'd print them and you get 2 pages. And what this would do is force it to be 1 page wide, and it will shrink all the content so that it fits properly. So just a super useful set of buttons. Also your orientation, you can change it here, portrait and landscape. Also pretty important for you to know and know how to do. Since our workbook is done, and we want to keep it in case we need to come back tomorrow and look at it, then we want to save it. If you don't save it and you turn off Excel, the workbook is gone forever. To save it, I'm going to click on File, and then choose Save. And then it's going to allow me to browse to where I want to put it. And I'm going to go ahead and put it in my documents, and then I need to give it a name. So here I can type it electric project. And then I'm going to make sure that the save as type is an Excel workbook, which it is, and I can click save. And now my workbook is saved. There are some additional items in Chapter 1 that you may have to look up when you do your homework, but for the most part, this will give you an overview of what Excel is and how to use it.